So for the second way to implement abstraction, we have here interfaces. So it is actually completely an abstract class. So take note, all of the methods in an abstract or in an interface are actually abstract methods. So this is a group of related methods with empty bodies. So inside an interface, you cannot create regular methods anymore. An interface in Java is a blueprint of a class. A Java interface contains static constants and abstract methods. Okay, so it is used to achieve, so take note, it has static constants and then abstract methods, and then it is used to achieve abstraction in multiple interfaces in Java. So in Java, we can actually have multiple interfaces or inheritance, through the use of interface. But we cannot do this with the use of classes, only with the use of interface. In other words, you can say that interfaces have abstract methods and variables. It cannot have a method body, so Java interface also represents this relationship. Just like a class, an interface can have methods and variables, but the methods declared in an interface are by default abstract. So we do not need to put the non-access modifier abstract keyword for interfaces. It is by default known or represented as an abstract method. If a class implements an interface and does not provide method bodies for all functions specified in the interface, then the class must be declared abstract. So take note, the class that inherits from the interface, the subclass of the interface, should have all method bodies overridden. So if I have 4 methods in the interface, I have to have 4 overriding methods in the subclass. Otherwise, if you only want to override 1 or 2 methods, then declare that subclass as an abstract class. Okay, I hope that is clear. This is the syntax for an interface. So we have here interface, and then we have the constant fields, and then the methods. That is by default abstract. Again, you don't need to put the abstract keyword in an interface. It is already given that all of their methods are abstract. To declare an interface, use the interface keyword. It is used to provide total abstraction. So take note of that. It provides total abstraction. That means all of the methods in an interface are declared with an empty body and are public, and all fields are public, static, and final by default. A class that implements an interface must implement all the methods declared in the interface. To implement interfaces, use implements keyword. So instead of having extends, we will be using interface implements for the keyword for interfaces. So why do we need to use an interface? It is used to achieve, again, total abstraction. Since Java does not support multiple inheritances in the case of classes, by using interfaces, we can achieve multiple inheritance. It is also used to achieve loose coupling approach to interconnecting components in a system. So interfaces are used to implement abstraction. So the question arises, why use interfaces when we have abstract classes? The reason is abstract classes may contain non-final variables. It may contain regular methods as well, whereas variables in the interface are final, public, and static only. So the major differences between a class and an interface are presented in the following. Your classes, you can instantiate variables and create an object. Interfaces, you can't instantiate variables and create an object out of your interface. So for a regular class can contain concrete with implementation methods, while interfaces cannot contain any implementation methods since their methods does not have any body. The access specifiers used with classes are private, protected, and public, wherein in an interface only one specifier is used, which is public. Okay, so let's have a simple example to represent or to demonstrate, sorry, what is interface and how we can actually achieve interfaces in Java. So this is actually really similar to abstract classes or to abstraction, since it's still utilizing abstraction, but this time with the use of interfaces. So let's just do that. Let me rename the other one to abstraction 1. Abstract, abstract class. Okay, and then the other one I will be making another, but this one is with the use of interfaces. Okay, so I will be utilizing the same set. So I have a main.java here. I have a student.java, which will become my interface. So this is my interface. And then the other one will be my high school dot java class. So this one, high school dot java, will be my subclass that implements the interface. So just like your abstract classes, you cannot create an object of the interface. So we have to make use of a subclass to make the object and to access the needed methods. So let's just have a simple example wherein this one becomes an interface. So we have here final string name. Let's call this one, and then we can just have here a void. This by default, these are all public, so we can have just void display. So display is automatically abstract. We do not need to put the abstract keyword. And then on my high school .java, I will be having here an override method or way. We'll use polymorphism to override the display method. So it's same, just like I said, similar with your abstract classes. So we can have here class high school implements student. So instead of extends, we will be using implement. So we'll have there implement student, and then we can now have public void display display, and then we'll have a simple system.out.println. Then we just put here student name. Okay, so I'm good with this. Now let's go to the main. Let's create an object of high school, since we cannot directly create an object of student. So we'll be using high school. HS is equal to new high school. And then we have here hs.display. And then we can also actually display the student name, which is automatically a member of your parents. So we can just use that. We can just display hs.name here. Let's see if that actually works. We have hs.display. Okay, we have to put that one. since it's a method. So student name is, and then we have here 1. So we were able to successfully create an interface. So take note of the notes I have provided there, and then the difference of your encapsulation from abstraction is also presented there.